Have you seen the Fantastic Four? First Steps? If not, you're missing out on the best movie of the most iconic Marvel team. The film features a bunch of villains. Some appear briefly, others take center stage, and some are just mentioned. But what really stands out is the variety and impact of these threats. Let's dive into these villains and their reasons for going after the Fantastic Four. Come along. Mole Man. Mole Man, played by Paul Walter Hauser, is a villain who really stands out. In the movie, Mole Man is shown as the ruler of Subterranea, an isolated land where he's trying to ensure the sovereignty of his people. However, his violent actions and terrorism make him a threat to the rest of the world, including the Fantastic Four. On top of being a brilliant scientist, Mole Man has a unique ability, a natural radar that lets him navigate underground without relying on sight. This skill is one of his main strengths, allowing him to move freely beneath the earth and escape tricky situations. Despite being a threat, Mole Man also has a more ambiguous side, as at one point, he ends up acting as an ally to the Fantastic Four, something that's been explored in the comics. He's a character with many layers, and that complexity makes him even more intriguing for fans. Giganto. Giganto, the massive creature created by Mole Man, makes a brief but impactful appearance in the movie. The scene he's in helps establish the Fantastic Four as a well-established team, with a quick intro that ties them to the events of the film. Even though Giganto doesn't have any special powers other than his enormous strength, his crazy height and durability make him a real monster. He doesn't have any magical powers or cosmic abilities, but his physical presence and destructive power are enough to put the Fantastic Four in danger. In the comics, Giganto has historical significance. He was the first villain the Fantastic Four ever faced, appearing on the cover of Fantastic Four number 1-inch 1961, and became an icon of the early challenges the team faced. His presence in the movie is a great tribute to the team's origins. Red Ghost and the Super Apes. Red Ghost, or Ivan Kragoff, is one of the most interesting villains in the movie, with an origin that goes way back to the classic comic book stories. As a Soviet scientist, Kragoff tries to recreate the accident that gave the Fantastic Four their powers, but ends up turning into an intangible being, able to move through walls and become an almost invisible shadow. His crew consists of 3 genetically modified monkeys, Igor, Miklo, and Pio, who also gain special powers after being exposed to cosmic radiation. These animals become extraordinary beings, with abilities that make them tough opponents for the Fantastic Four. Although Kragoff was originally supposed to be played by John Malkovich, his scenes were cut from the final version of the film. However, his monkeys appear in key moments, fighting the Fantastic Four in the first few minutes of the story. And there's also a cameo in the animated post-credit sequence, leaving fans with the feeling that Kragoff might return in future films. Galactus and the Silver Surfer. Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, shows up in an epic adaptation in the movie. Played by Ralph Ineson, his imposing, classic figure stays true to the comics, and his presence carries the weight of one of the most formidable threats in the Marvel Universe. Galactus is a cosmic entity whose power is almost beyond our understanding of natural laws. He has vast knowledge about the cosmic forces of the universe and can manipulate energy in ways that surpass what we can comprehend. His ability to alter his own atomic structure and his immortality make him one of the most fearsome beings out there. But what really surprises fans is the introduction of the Silver Surfer, who, contrary to what many expected, isn't Norrin Rad, but rather Shallabal, Rad's love in the comics. Choosing this version of Shallabal for the movies is a fresh take, since we've never seen this incarnation of the character on the big screen before. As Galactus' herald, the Silver Surfer shares many of her master's powers, like controlling cosmic energy and traveling between the stars, but always under Galactus' control. Her loyalty is often challenged, but her strength is undeniable, making her one of the most complex opponents to face. If you're enjoying the video so far, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring more content about the Fantastic Four universe and much more. The Mad Thinker. The Mad Thinker, also known as the Thinker, is one of Reed Richards' most formidable intellectual opponents, being a brilliant and dangerous mind. Although the villain doesn't make a direct appearance in the movie, he's mentioned in a significant way, adding a layer of mystery and creating a connection between the Fantastic Four and their past threats. In the film, the Mad Thinker is mentioned as a threat that Reed managed to prevent by alerting the police about a major criminal scheme going on in the city. This makes it clear that even though he's not physically present, his intelligence and manipulation skills are still a constant concern. This little detail leaves the possibility of the Mad Thinker making an appearance in the future, which gets fans who know his importance in the comics excited. If he shows up in a sequel, his presence will definitely be a huge challenge for the Fantastic Four. Diablo. Diablo, or Esteban Corazon Diablo, is an immortal alchemist whose ability to manipulate magic and potions makes him one of the most dangerous villains the Fantastic Four has ever faced. With hundreds of years of life, Diablo owes his immortality to a dark pact with Mephisto, the Lord of Demons, who granted him powers beyond human understanding. And if you want to learn more about some of Mephisto's dark deals and the fates of those who dared to make a deal with him, just click on the card. Diablo uses his magic to manipulate his enemies and cause destruction, often getting involved in intrigues and conspiracies to achieve his goals. Although his role in the movie is relatively subtle, considering how important he is in the comics, it's easy to imagine that Diablo will get more attention in the upcoming phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His connection with Mephisto and his hidden powers put him in a strategic position for even bigger challenges ahead. Plus, in the film, Diablo is captured during an operation led by Reed Richards to make the city safer, especially for babies. A mission that reflects the Fantastic Four's ongoing effort to protect humanity, facing increasingly complex and powerful threats. Puppet Master. Philip Masters, better known as the Puppet Master, is a unique criminal whose abilities go far beyond what they seem at first. He uses radioactive clay to sculpt dolls, but these dolls have a deadly power. They allow him to control the original person who inspired the creation of the figure. For example, if the Puppet Master sculpts a doll resembling the Sentry, he can take full control of the Golden Guardian, manipulating him like a puppet, with the hero having no control over his own actions. This ability makes Masters an extremely dangerous villain, as he can use the most powerful heroes and villains against anyone he wants, simply by creating clay figures. Even though his role in the movie isn't that big, the Puppet Master is mentioned during one of Reed Richards' operations, hinting that he could be a threat to face in future productions. His ability to manipulate other heroes, or even villains, makes him an unpredictable and formidable opponent for the Fantastic Four. Wizard. Bentley Whitman, known as the Wizard, is one of the most clever villains in the Marvel Universe. A genius of evil, Whitman uses advanced technology to simulate magical powers, creating illusions of magic that make him a surprising threat, even though he doesn't have real supernatural abilities. The Wizard is best known for founding the Frightful Four, a villain group that's kind of a twisted version of the Fantastic Four. His intelligence and ability to come up with complex and crazy plans make him one of the biggest enemies Reed Richards and his team face, always with a trick up his sleeve. In the movie The Fantastic Four: First Steps, the Wizard is defeated by Reed during a security mission, where he tries to put the city at risk with his dangerous inventions. Even though he's defeated, the Wizard's presence shows that his cunning and technological inventions are still a potential threat, and he could very well return with new devious plans. Dragon Man. The Dragon Man, or Draconis, is a mysterious villain who doesn't appear directly in the movie but makes a memorable appearance in the animated credits sequence where he faces off against the Human Torch in an exciting fight. Originally, Draconis wasn't a villain. Created as an android by Professor Gregson Gilbert, he was designed to be a machine with incredible abilities, without any evil intentions. However, his story takes a dark turn when he's manipulated by Diablo, who uses his magic to corrupt the android's programming and turn him into a threat for the Fantastic Four. In the comics, the Dragon Man has a more complex and layered story. While he's been used as an enemy on several occasions, he's also worked alongside heroes and even been part of the Future Foundation's security system, showing that, deep down, he's not entirely evil. His internal conflict between his original nature and the commands he receives makes him a fascinating and unpredictable character. Doctor Doom. Robert Downey Jr.'s debut as Victor Von Doom hasn't been as grand as fans expected, but his presence in the Fantastic Four First Steps makes it clear that Doctor Doom is on his way for a big return. Although the character only appears from behind in a post-credit scene where he interacts with Franklin Richards, the shadow of Victor Von Doom looms over the movie. Throughout the story, Latveria, his fictional country, is mentioned several times. Whether it's in a scene at the UN where we see representatives from Latveria or through ambassadors connected to Doom's regime, these little details create a sense that Doctor Doom is watching events from a distance, waiting for the right moment to reveal himself as the formidable threat he is. The way his presence is built throughout the movie is subtle but effective. Even without fully revealing himself, the buildup of Doom as a powerful, manipulative figure is clear, raising expectations for his role in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. These villains mark the beginning of big battles for the Fantastic Four in the MCU, and we'll definitely be seeing a lot more of them in the future. Did you enjoy learning about these villains? Then don't miss the video popping up on your screen, where we tell the story of the Fantastic Four. Don't forget to leave a comment on which villain you think deserves more attention in the MCU. See you in the next video, guys.